What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today's an exciting one. We are putting something on this truck that has been long overdue, and that is aftermarket upper control arms. Now, if you follow my channel, I have a 2.5-inch leveling kit on a 2018 Silverado, and everything else is stock. I've never done upper control arms, never done tie rod ends, I've never done anything. I put the leveling kit on this truck at 1,000 miles, and I got about 27,000 miles on the truck now. So I got about 26,000 miles on this truck with stock UCAs and everything else, just a 2.5-inch level. For those of us who love GM vehicles and no GM vehicles, the independent front suspension on these trucks isn't very sturdy, being completely stock. And then we go throwing on big heavy wheels and tires and leveling kits, and we really start to stress out some of the original components that come on the front end of this truck. So finally, we got some upper control arms that are going to correct the ball joint angles here for our 2.5-inch level. And real quick, I will show you the angles of everything up front completely stock as is right now. And then after we get the upper control arms installed, I will show you the exact same angles to see what they look like afterwards. But first, let's check out these UCAs. All right, now I clearly have already been in this box. I'm very impatient. I like to see stuff when I get it. But I do want to send a huge thank you out to MotoFab. MotoFab hooked me up with these upper control arms to use for the truck. I do run MotoFab's leveling kit up front, and I also run MotoFab's lift blocks in the rear. And so now I'm also going to be able to get the opportunity to run their upper control arms. We've got a couple t-shirts here. Got a bunch of decals. Got hooked up with decals. I'm going to insert that meme now about, truck parts and decals. And finally, we have the upper control arms. Now, these things are heavy duty. These are pretty nice. Got MotoFab logo right there. You can see where they attach to the truck there. And we do have a greasable Moog ball joint. All right, so that's what we have here. These things look pretty sturdy. They are TIG welded, powder coated black. Supposed to correct the angle for 2.5-inch and 3-inch leveling kits, all made in the USA, and this is all like 1 1/4-inch tubing. So I shouldn't have to worry so much anymore about my ball joints, my factory ball joints popping out while running a 2.5-inch leveling kit and some big wheels. All that being said, you guys know the drill. I'm going to film as much as I can. The installation, putting these bad boys on. I'm actually going up to a friend's house in his garage. He's going to help me install these, so maybe I'll be able to get some more clips. And I don't know. Enjoy. Alright guys, and just like that, upper control arms are on, as are the stock wheels, and that is for alignment purposes. Once I get this truck aligned, I'll throw the aftermarket 20s and 33s back on the truck, drive this thing for a couple thousand miles, and give you guys another an update review. But so far, first impressions, they're pretty good. I mean, the truck rides exactly how it used to stock, and that is what MotoFab does say on their website, maintains factory ride, quality, and so it definitely does. The only way I think these can make any kind of difference is articulation. So if you actually were off-roading, I feel like you'll have a little bit more play in that upper control arm. At the end of the day, all these things are doing right here is fixing that ball joint angle from this to, leveling it out a little bit better from a 2.5 inch to a 3-inch level. But with stock wheels, it does rub. So with the stock wheels, the tires rub right there on that MF, right there on that logo. So obviously with the wheel turned this way, the other side is rubbing off that, and when this wheel is turned that way in, they rub right there. So that's why MotoFab does say that you should have a wheel with at least 4.5 inches of back spacing to clear the UCA. So I don't know if my black rhinos are going to clear perfectly, but only time will tell once we get this thing aligned and get the black rhinos back on. But overall, it wasn't a terrible install. I mean, it took us about an hour and a half total for both sides. Now, it definitely helped having a garage, a lift, other proper tools, and somebody with a lot more know-how than just me doing it. Now, when I did my level, I did it myself in my driveway. It took me a lot longer than it probably should have. So with someone who knows what they're doing and with the proper tools, it took us a good hour and a half, but she is all done. One thing I did not expect until I got into the directions and started reading it, you do have to pull the entire strut assembly out of the truck in order to install new upper control arms. Top bolts that connect the upper control arms to the truck, you gotta pull them out. I don't know how to say this. You gotta pull them through where the control arm is. Let me see if I can just show you. Alright, so like I was saying, you have to pull the entire strut assembly out, which I was hoping you didn't have to, because the bolts, these bolts right here that hold the upper control arm to the truck, they pull out that way. This is just a nut on either side. The bolts have to go out, so you have to pull the whole strut assembly out. And while we're in this area, I am going to critique this a little bit. I think overall these are pretty nice upper control arms. They look pretty nice. Well, time will tell once again how well they hold up and everything, but some aftermarket companies, the bushings here on the upper control arms will make them polyurethane and greasable. These are just like a stock rubber bushing, so I guess they can wear out just as the stock ones do. But the one nice thing that we do have that this includes, which I can't show you right now because the wheel's in the way, is that ball joint itself. It is greasable, which is nice because the factory ball joints that come on these trucks are not greasable. So that is nice. It would be kind of nice to have polyurethane bushings on, the other two parts of the oh my God. Anyways, with all that being said, I'm pretty sure that's all I got for you guys today. I want to send a huge thank you out to MotoFab again. Thank you guys for the hookup with the upper control arms. I'm very excited to test these things out in the long term and bring you guys another review once I get the big wheels and tires back on. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe, join the family, join the build. We've still got plenty of stuff on this truck to go over and to modify. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.